My guests, live, right there in front of us, nominated Senator Millicent Omanga, catwalking. Behind her, Wajir, women's rep, Fatuma Gedi. Oh, okay. Take your time, it's all right. Ladies, hello.
Yes,
hello. Welcome to Koinange Live.
Thank you.
Senator.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Wassalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Mambo?
Poa sana.
Hakuna ku... So, karibu.
Poa sana.
Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
You're making so much noise in the green room. Now you're so quiet. Kwani?
Are we?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Kwani?
Okay. Are we?
Karibuni sana.
Tumenyamaza?
Mmenyamaza sana.
Ah, bana. Si tuko rieng. Tuko rieng.
Hey. Aya. Sitasema wa sitasema. So, nominated Senator, women's rep. You know, this is your first time on Koinange Live. Yes. Both of you.
Yes.
And people out there may not know too much about you. Well, they do, but maybe they don't.
Yeah.
So let's remind them. Starting with you, Mheshimiwa.
Yes.
This is what people remember about you. Let's go to the tape.
Okay. No nonsense. You're stupid. And then you beat me now. You can't do it. Yeah. And then again, I was shocked. I could not believe that. Was he serious at this? No, I could not. Then I what he did, the Mheshimiwa for J West, pulled him aside. And he came again, hit me again.
My God, alikuchapa kabisa, eh? But your teeth are still okay?
Yes.
You fine?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Pole.
Asante.
Okay, not to be outdone, the senator on stage with Starehe Member of Parliament, Charles Njagua. Take a look.
Baada ya miezi 9 Mukunga anamgeukia mtoto nikihaso juu chini ili nivuke boda. Asanteni sana. Sasa wewe DJ mwekee kanyanga akatike.
DJ unatuangusha bana. Hapana.
Yes.
What did you say? Did you have to bring that up?
No, really, I thought we were coming to talk on...
We're about to. We just wanted to introduce...
Who we are.
Yes.
And you think that's what we are. But work without play makes you a dull boy.
Hello. Okay.
Music.
All right.
Yes.
So, before we take a break, real quick, start with you, Mheshimiwa. The horrific scenes of that wall collapsing in that school in Dagoretti South 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Terrible scenes. And this is a tragedy that everybody knew about before it happened. Everybody was talking about it. The kids were complaining that the walls are collapsing. Nobody did a thing. Tragic, but it's typical of us who respond after a tragedy. Yes or no?
Dear first, let me send my condolences to the family. And I think as a mother, it really pains, you know, sending your kid to school, and then later now you're going for the body of your kid, or daughter or son. I think as a country, we work with the postmortem. You know, we always work on the postmortem. And for me, I want to say, of course, I want to blame the management of the school. And also, if the kids, I was told there's a kid who refused to go to school.
Yeah.
And the mother insisted. And she was given a sweet. So that one tells us, really, even the parents, you know, you're bringing your kids to school and you saw the kind of the situation that, you know, classes were, and the principal himself, even the teachers who are really teaching our students. For me, I think it's a sad thing.
Yeah.
And we expected to see by now people who have been arrested.
And Senator, the worst part is the owner of the school, he's walking free.
Yeah.
So unfortunate.
Walking free.
Jeff, I think this is a whole systematic failure. You know, primary education is not a devolved function. It's a national government function. And that Ngando ward, it's in Dagoretti South Sub-County. There is no primary school. There is no public primary school. And actually that school had more than 800 students. Correct. And I think maybe the owner of the school, being a businessman, being greedy, like most Kenyans are now, and most business people, he wanted to just cash in the school fees the kids are paying. So he decided to even use a chicken mesh to do another story for a class. And it's so unfortunate, and I want to thank my governor of Nairobi, because he has actually sacked the whole department, because it needs an overhaul. Unfortunately, it's a knee-jerk kind of reaction, which we do, but I think he's done well. Maybe he needs to go back to a drawing board and actually see, because I schooled in Nairobi, Jeff. I was in Ainsworth Primary School. It's in Isili there. It's in Kamkunji, between Kamkunji and Sarai constituency. And that area, all those schools, the schools which are there now are the schools which were there when I was in school in 90s. And Dr. Agri, all those schools there, and they're in a pathetic state. These schools used to belong to, managed by the defunct county government. So unfortunately, when the national government took this function, it's like they also forgot about these schools. They're in pathetic state, and more of this would continue happening if we don't, action is not taken. So it's a whole systematic failure.
And Mheshimiwa, real quick, again, this is typical Kenyan reaction, right? Tragedy happens, we respond. We don't do it before.
It's true, we don't do it before. For me, it's a legacy issue. In this whole thing, I also want to agree with my sister here. It's about corruption, really. Because, you know, you just want to make money, quick money. But you don't care about the children's life. You don't care about the consequences. You don't care about, you know. And then the question is, the planner, who is the planner? Who is the contractor who did that? The school owner himself, you know. We have quality assurance, I think, officers across the country. I think even the Ministry of Education, as much as the school is private, yes, but they should, you know, go around the school and tell us whether it is there. And if it is not, you know, they need to, you know, cancel the registration or do something. But I think there is a huge gap, and this thing needs collective responsibility.
Unfortunately, there's 8 dead children. And, you know, that's
so unfortunate. And also for the media, we actually went there as leaders from Nairobi.
Oh yes, you did. As celebrity, what was it?
Celebrity, you calling us
or something.
Yes, it's so unfortunate.
Disaster celebrities.
Because what if we didn't go there? Then you start saying, oh, the leaders were nowhere to be seen. But then when we go there, you start calling us. You have to be there. You can imagine, Jeff, we cannot be everywhere in Nairobi at the same time. Now that issue came up, we had to go and, you know, from that, it's an eye-opener. So we, at least now with that, even the CS education today was in Kibra and closing some schools there. So for the media, it's so irresponsible of you to actually brand us as the celebrity disaster.
So you're not a slay queen.
We need an apology from you guys. We need an apology from you guys.
Okay, all right. We'll come back and talk about that, the apology, and also Kibra. Kibra, who's going to take Kibra? Kieleweke, Tanga Tanga, embrace Inua. What is it? Inua what?
Inua Mama, Jenga Taifa.
Inua skirt.
The media creation. The Tanga Tanga, it's media creation.
What do you mean media creation?
Yes, I'm Inua Mama.
Yes.
Jenga Taifa. We've got an agenda for the women of this country.
Why aren't you embracing?
Embracing. The agenda is different. For us, it's about empowerment.
Wongo.
We want to change the lives
Wongo.
of women, youth, and people with disability in this country.
Do you have a...
Wongo, Jeff, if you have a clip,
do you have a brother called Richard?
No.
I went to school with a guy called Richard Omanga.
No, he's not.
And John Omanga.
No, he's not.
No
he's
relative.
my relative. No, not my brother.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Look who I have here tonight. Nominated Senator Millicent Omanga. Outspoken. As is Wajir women rep Fatuma Gedi, who's had a couple of teeth knocked out of her mouth for her outspokenness. But they still push along, folks. They fear nobody, and they call it like they see it. And it's good to see that, folks, because you asked me 2 seconds ago, do you believe in women leadership? Of course I do. And I think women should take over the leadership here in this country.
Amen.
The men have failed us.
Amen.
Right?
Yes,
the men have failed us.
Yes,
lakini mambo ya kuinua hizi vitu si poa. Msinue.
Jeff, usijaribu, my friend. Usijaribu.
All right, Kibra. Let's go straight into Kibra.
Yes.
And of course, the main contenders are Jubilee, ODM, and a bit of ANC in the house. Yeah, there's
Ford
ANC.
Kenya,
Yeah.
Yes. And Ford Kenya.
Okay. So, Marika?
Yes, he's the party candidate. Jeff, I would take...
Is he really the party candidate, or is he just the reluctant guy who's being funded by some other guy?
He's the party candidate. And let me tell you, Jeff, initially, actually, before, when Jubilee or when our Secretary General, Tuju, decided to give a certificate, I actually thought it's a hoax or is trying to play some games, because our party leader, who is Uhuru, Muigai Kenyatta, had not communicated to us about the candidate. So we were not sure. Actually, personally, I would have, if it's Jubilee, I would have earlier supported. There was a lady called Doreen who vied last election. She was number 2, and I thought, oh, maybe. But then when Tuju, I thought it's a Tuju thing. But then when the president called us to endorse Mariga, then we had to follow suit. He's our party leader, and whatever he says is law.
And do you stand a chance?
Akisema niruke, nikiwa katikati namuuliza how high, sir.
Eh?
Yes, he is our party leader.
Utaruka?
Yes.
Okay, but
he is our party leader.
What are the chances, though? What are the chances?
The people of Kibra would decide. And one thing, maybe the late Ken had set standards where now Kibra started knowing what development is, what Miradi is. They call me Mama Miradi. So now Kibra knows what Miradi is, what is development. Now Kibra people are more enlightened now. So they will go for a candidate, not just a party, whether for Kenya or Jubilee or ODM, but they'll go to a person who has got an agenda for Kibra.
Okay, speaking of Kenokoth,
yes.
Mheshimiwa, you're Jubilee, and you're looking at Kibra and you're saying, you know what? Kenokoth left a legacy that needs to be continued from where he left off. And you have your thoughts about candidates.
Before I come to that, I had my sister here say, if the party leader says we jump, we don't ask how high. I wish when he tells you there is a handshake, and I don't want politics, it's good you also follow that. And that's, he says we don't want early politics, 2022 politics. So I think it also comes to that. I think on the issue of Kibra, yes, I'm Jubilee. I think we also need to work with our conscience, and my conscience says Ken Okot did wonderful work, a good job. When we went there, we saw during the service, we saw kids crying, we saw mothers crying, we saw the children that Ken Okot sponsored, the kids that he has changed their lives, the mothers, the youths. And I think precedence-wise, or in the other constituencies, so when such scenarios come, it's good we go back to the family. And in my case, in my case, Ken was sick for 2 years. In the 2 years, he was out of the country. His brother was the one who did that job.
So you support him?
His brother is the one who did the job. Yeah, Imran. So for me, it's about what are we giving the people of Kibra? How do we want that work, you know, to continue to the next level, the remaining 3 years? Yeah. It's not about a new candidate. It's not about, you know, a tribal what or it's not about a party. For me,
it's not about hereditary.
For me, we have practiced a lot of things. Just a good example. Where I come from, Wajir, West, we had a by-election. The candidate, now Jubilee candidate, he vied an ODM ticket in the last general election. He switched, he went to Jubilee. What happened? We saw the spirit of handshake. ODM supported the Jubilee candidate. Embakasi South, it was the same. So for me, you know, it's not about push and pull. Yeah. It's not about, you know, we must fill a candidate, as in from where I sit. And that's why I'm telling you, it's my conscience as an individual and a person who knows Kenoko and a colleague to Kenoko. So it's better we just, you know, let the work continue so that the people of Kibra, at least, you know, they can appreciate.
Senator,
and then 2022,
it's not
2022 when it comes, let everybody now contest every party. Tungeiacha tu hivyo.
Senator,
for me,
you disagree?
Senator, Jeff, I would say this is not hereditary. And that's why I started by saying, let the people of Kibra decide. It's unfortunate that she's not from this county, and actually she can talk about. Kibra, we've got land issues. Historical issues, land issues, like the Nubians who are people from Kibra. They don't have titles. They were given, you know, we've got issues, pertinent issues in Kibra.
And what would Mariga do if he comes in now? How different would he be?
But he's addressing those issues. Have you seen his manifesto?
What manifesto? I haven't seen him talk at all in public.
No, go look at it.
He wouldn't even come on this show unless he's accompanied by Khalwale.
Oh no, Jeff, that's spoiling his name.
Come on.
Go look
Senator.
at his No, just go look at his manifesto.
Is he campaigning?
Yes, he is. He's campaigning like
tell
everyone
me something,
else.
Senator. Humor me.
Someone like you're biased.
Someone who is like
you're biased.
No, I'm just saying, if you're making 6 million shillings a week playing football or in the international league, and you come here and you're making 600,000 shillings a month, if you become elected Kibra MP, come on, man. What are you going to bring to the table?
But he's been empowering young people in sports.
Yeah.
He had, the league he had in St. Mary's the other day, way before this, like 3 months ago.
My friend.
He's been doing tournaments for sports in Kibra and all over Nairobi. He's been doing it.
Oh, come on.
Jeff,
Senator.
Get your facts right.
Angalia hata huyu MP anacheka.
Sasa huyu si wa Nairobi, mnaanza ku-exchange aje mtu si wa Nairobi.
Mgeni.
Ni wa Wajir. How far is Wajir na Kibra? You know, inatosha kutoka Wajir na Kibra. How far is it?
Unasikia vile wanasema sasa?
Unless Jeff tuko kwa show campaigning for a candidate, let the people of Kibra decide.
I agree.
And we have a right to support whoever candidates, and we are in a democratic country. So every party, let them. Why is it that we are not talking about ANC? They field candidates. We have independent candidates. We have some, I don't know, Green Party. Why are we not talking about them?
Yeah, because we're talking about the ones that...
Let the people of Kibra decide. For us, Jubilee, our party leader, who is Uhuru Kenyatta, has shown us the way. He has told us this is the way to go.
Why don't you just say that the fight is not between Marega and Owalo and Okoth, it's between two individuals?
Which two individuals? ANC
Baba, I'll clear it for you.
And he's equally a very strong candidate.
It's Baba's backyard, and the deputy president wants to prove something in Baba's backyard. Go on, be fair.
I don't think so.
Oh,
it is the media creation. It is the media creation. Right now, maybe if the deputy president campaigns, he's getting instructions from the president. And if the president is not there, like the president is not there, then the deputy president acts, and he has to do what has been instructed to do. He takes orders from Uhuru Kenyatta.
Mheshimiwa, help me out.
Well, it's very hard.
Because Jeff, you were there. You saw. Uliona Uhuru mwenyewe amemwekea kofi.
Reluctantly.
How? You see, it's creation, and that's why I'm saying, Jeff, you are campaigning for a specific
I'm not campaigning for anybody. I'm just saying, you know what?
You saw the president. Did he tell you he was under pressure? Kuna mtu alimwekea bunduki. And if there is someone, then there must be a very powerful power behind it, and we want to know. Because the president, mwenyewe alituita, tukaenda kule, akaendorse you candidate, na akaniambia mama, Miradi, this is what we want for Nairobi.
Oh, is this what you want as Mama Miradi, you personally? Is this what you want?
Yes. Yes, he's our candidate. If my party leader has endorsed someone, who am I to actually go against his orders?
Yeah, after the handshake, Baba has his candidate, right?
The handshake, when we talk about handshake, those coalitions, even NASA, even in South, in Embakasi South, we had Wiper and we had ODM, and they're in a coalition.
Okay.
Why is it that then they didn't feel one candidate?
Tafadhali ongea, tafadhali.
In ANC.
Okay.
Ngoja ongea.
Now it's my turn, my dear. Relax. You know, I'm shocked, because of the, you know, the hypocrisy around here. First, I want to agree with you. Mariga was earning 6 million shilling a week. That is 24 million
a month.
And I want to challenge my sister. Let her show us one single project Mariga did for the people of Nairobi. She said, I come from Wajir. Wajir is not Somalia, Wajir is Kenya. And I live in Nairobi. Secondly, her conscience.
I'll take
is she really, are you as a mother, as a sister, from where you sit, when you just put on your TV, what does your kid tell you about Mariga? Karibuni betting. No, from where you sit. No. I gave her time.
That's petty.
No, I gave her time.
We can't go
so
there,
ask what
Jeff.
You want, Jeff.
If you were contracted.
Jeff, let her. I've been listening to her.
You've been listening.
You cannot go what social media is saying.
If social media ni mtoto wake.
Sasa yeye kama ni mtoto wake. Ile video yake which was doing rounds. Mtoto wake angesema nini. You know, we cannot go what the social media and what we do. Because if today, Jeff, you're advertising something, will you, because of that, now they'll brand you that?
Yeah, well, I did an advert not too long ago.
Yes.
Yes,
exactly.
That's another story.
Yes, so will we use that?
I need my time, Jeff.
Will we use that to judge you? Or will we use social media?
Yeah.
She had a video on social media.
Excuse me,
will we use that video to judge her?
Senator.
It is not right.
Now listen, we are here to debate. We are not here to shout. And I just want, if we are debating, let us debate.
Yes.
Because we are here to debate. And I gave her time, let her give me my time. Because, you know, if we, you know, we don't need to act like how men do in this, when they come to the bench. I think as women, we are better than that. For me, I'm saying this. From where I sit, my conscience will not allow me. The reason is, when Mariga was asked, what do you want to do? He said he wants to give back to the community. So the question is, what is it that he could not do when he had that platform that he wants to come and do now in Kibra? Again, the context for me here, the competition is not about Mariga and even Imran, for me. Because, you know, we were there and we saw things. The competition is about the ODM guy and the Ford Kenya guy.
Na Jubilee?
Hata sioni.
And she is not there.
The Ford Kenya candidate, for me, you know, from the analysis, tumefanya, tumeona. And then, you saw Mheshimiwa Commander. He's a Jubilee member, a very senior politician who's respected. What did he do? From, you know, you have the right and democracy as well. And the way she said, hakuna mtu amemshikilia bunduki a president. I think that was even wrong for her to say that. And we know, Jubilee, what we wanted us was a free and fair nomination process. Watu wangeambiwa, let us do the same way ODM did. So let us get the best candidate and we all support. What happened? Watu wameweka kwa room, nominations, questions zimeulizwa, And you know, that process wasn't fair, democracy. As a party that, you know, as a party that's propagating, we bring people together, you know, we are supporting democracy, this is what we are. And now what happened? ODM is more democratic than now Jubilee, really, from the nominations. So it's not about my dear, it's not first personal, and it's not about we are supporting another party. But I think we really made a bad choice.
Okay, ladies.
Jeff, maybe I would clarify nomination.
Well, hold the thought, Senator, because I know we have to take a break because the President is going to be talking live at the United Nations General Assembly very shortly. We're going to take a break, come back, and talk about Punguza Mizigo, which you support, for the most part. We'll talk about Inua what? Mama.
Inua Mama.
Inua Mama.
Yes.
And Embrace
Kenya.
Embrace Kenya.
Yes.
What does that mean? Let's talk about that. Wait. When we come back, we'll take a break. Jeff Koinange, keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag is JKLive. The President speaking live at the United Nations General Assembly in a very short while. But we'll come back, plenty more ahead, with these women representatives who shoot from the hip without fear or favor. Jeff Koinange Live takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.